The CLIQ supports T-Mobile USA's visual voicemail system. I'm going to pull up one of my messages, turn the speakerphone on so you can hear it. I'm just going to hit play.
This is a test of the visual voicemail system on the Motorola CLIQ for T-Mobile USA.
And now that I'm done listening to it, I can either call the contact back, or I can send them a text message, or just delete the message. It's very simple to find and call a contact. Just start typing. It automatically goes through and narrows down your contact list to any possible matches, at which point you can send text messages or call the user. I'll just call this user right now. Turn on the speakerphone. Notice there's also a mute button, and of course you just have to tap to end the call. You'll notice some of the icons across the top. That's the notification area. We drag that down. You can see there's new email messages. Tapping on the notification brings that right up. Here's some tests that we sent ourselves earlier. Full regular Gmail client, just like you see in other devices. As with other Android devices, if you long press the home key from anywhere, you'll get your 6 most recently accessed applications. For example, we can go to Happenings, and I can hold it down again and access maybe the contacts. Pressing it briefly takes you back to the home screen, and in the case of the CLIQ, pressing it again from the home screen will bring up the main menu. You can, of course, bring up the main menu by tapping or dragging this on-screen control as well. Let's give you an example how to access search functionality without the keyboard. You just long press the menu button. It brings up the on-screen keyboard and you can start typing. So I can filter down and type, I don't know, let's see, C, A, M, and we got camera and camcorder. Motorola includes a few other Android widgets. You can see we've got tips and tricks. These are actually RSS feeds, and you can see how they're used in a more normal sense over here on this 5th pane. Messages come in, new RSS messages from your favorite feeds. You can group them together. You can do all sorts of things with them. It's fairly robust. So you can see we've got the same type widget, but 2 different categories, entertainment and regular news. The browser on the CLIQ does a nice job of rendering complex sites, but it does not have the multi-touch zooming capability that people are after. Instead, you have to use this on-screen control, which disappears after a second, only appears when you move the page. So if you're a little off in your timing, you could accidentally hit a link or something like that, which can be pretty annoying. There's also a 1x button for going back to the default zoom rate. You can see we're loading up another page right now. And it also supports windows. So we have multiple windows open. We can tap over to this story about the recent Sidekick data failure and jump back to the mobile burn page. Now there's no proper flash support on this, so you're not going to be able to watch YouTube videos from inside web pages like you can on the HTC Hero, but the browser is still pretty good nonetheless. Here's a quick demonstration of Google's voice search. I'm going to tap on the voice search icon here. McDonald's. It's going to analyze what I said and then load it up in the browser. Should also give us some local results based on the current location of the phone. I can hit Get Directions here, pull it up in Google Maps, and hopefully get directions from right where I am. I'm going to pull up the music application, show you how it works. It organizes everything by artist, album, track name, that kind of stuff. Pick an album, pick a track off of it, and start playing it. And since the phone has a 3.5mm headphone jack, it's really convenient to use any normal headphones that are just lying around the house. Pull up the menu so you can see what else is available. Party shuffle mode, you can use this as a ringtone, create new playlists, and of course go back to the library. I've got the camera loaded right now, and see it works in both landscape and portrait modes. Easy to use, just press the button halfway, get the green indicators for focus, press it all the way to take the photo, Then the recently captured photo will show up in the bottom right hand corner. Just tap on it and we can see it. Go through some other photos as well. Another thing that's important is that Moto Blur integrates with both PhotoBucket and Picasa, and you can therefore share your photos with those services, or MySpace and other services as well. It's really quite versatile. Pull up the settings just so you can see it. Not a whole lot of settings, but it does have geotagging support and of course white balance and autofocus controls as well. You can also activate the camcorder mode. Start the camcorder by pressing the button. Now we're recording. We'll just move around a bit so you can tell it's working. Stop it and access it, and we'll tap on play here.
Now we're recording.
And now you can see the video. Go back and take a look at the camcorder settings. It's on high quality right now, and again, some white balance and focusing options. I've been very pleased in general with Moto Blur on the CLIQ, but there are some UI issues that aren't necessarily related to blur that have been bothering me. For example, I'm going to drag this alarm clock icon off to the right here where the trash icon will show up so as I can remove it. And you'll notice that while doing that, I will often be able to dump it and it's gone, but I've moved to the next screen. Just kind of annoying. It's not a deal breaker. Also, the screen's not as responsive as some. More often than not, when I'm doing swipes, I'm opening up an application. Not more often than not, but too often, I suppose, is what you would say. And that gets to be a little tiring. The Moto Blur contact management system also can be a little difficult to get a handle on with all the various linked contacts, especially if you've done like me and I've gone through and added contacts from multiple sources, removed them, re-added them. Sometimes the linked contacts get a little complicated. It's a little bit messy. It needs to be cleaned up a bit. But in general, everything on the device works pretty well, and I've been very, very happy with it. Really love the keyboard. It's really a dynamite keyboard and I'm really happy that it's a nice solid Android device. Still some work it could be done to it to improve it, but I think Motorola has done a really fine job with the CLIQ so far. Another thing I really like about the device is the Moto Blur portal, which allows you to not only locate your device within maybe 1,000 feet or something like that, tell you whether you lost it at the office or whether it's moving around town in a cab perhaps. It also allows you to do a remote wipe of the device, which I've done. Import contacts. It's really a pretty usable system. It adds a lot of functionality that we haven't seen on Android devices so far. So overall, I'm very, very pleased with the CLIQ. It'll be on sale for pre-order starting on the 19th and available in general beginning of next month for $199.99 with a 2-year contract. Not the cheapest price, but it's a really solid device, and I think people are really going to like it. So once again, that's the Motorola CLIQ for T-Mobile USA, and I'm Michael Orrell for MobileBurn.com.